Hi everyone, welcome back. This will be the second Miscellaneous Glitches video. As you can see here, I have WSM yet again, and that is because I was actually incorrect, and this is also part of a corrections video too. The first two things are corrections. The rest are kind of miscellaneous things. But as you can see there, I have 99, and that's because in the last part, I got rid of 30 of them, and I thought that was all I had extra, but it turns out that I ended up with 129, which makes perfect sense, because one of those Pokemon that was probably a Missingno hybrid or like something like that, and it probably just added 128 to my first item slot. And I didn't realize it because WSM's a key item, and you can't see how many you have. When I deposited it into the PC and withdrew it, I just assumed that it was 1, but in fact it actually moved, I guess technically 29 into that spot that WSM went into, coming in from the PC, and that's why I had 30 and got rid of that, and I didn't realize I had 99 in their slot. So, fix this. All you have to do is encounter Pokemon P and have an X speed in your 5th slot. You'll get WSM again, and then you'll put that in your operator spot, I'll call it, at the very top. And then since this script I have here changes that item going down in index number when you have 53 in here of TM11, you'll just go down and you can basically get any item you want of 99 stack, which is great. I'm going to get rare candy. I'm going to do that off screen because there's no sense in showing that right now. I'm going to do that off screen and then cut to the next correction that I'm going to do. So I'll see you guys there. Okay, moving on with the next correction. As you can see from my layout here and from where I'm standing, it has to do with item underflow. Now this is the dry underflow glitch. In part 18, when I first introduced it, that was not dry underflow. I was confused because I thought it was just simply the fact of not having fresh water in there. That's just kind of a pun that like, oh, it's a form of item underflow not using fresh water. But fossils also kind of account for that in the same sense, where it's the idea of just an item being removed from your bag from a non-player character. However, with this method, you don't even need that at all, which is great. All you need is 2 tossable items. I grab a Pokeball and a potion. You'll just toss both of those and you're, you know, it's just like Q. It does some weird things. You have 255 X specials there, and it basically, 255 does some really strange things to this game. That's basically why it works. So now you're going to toss 253 of the first item. I don't think it has to be the first item, but I just do that. And now you're basically just going to switch into that spot, switch into this spot, and you'll get 0. You know, switch. And basically we have our ability again that we get like granted from having the item taken from us. We still need an item of 255, but it's just the way that I think it's the way that the glitch is initiated. Basically you need to get that 255 to make the game think you have no items. And that's why it's called underflow, is because you're basically going like, I don't want to say under it, but you're removing items and the bag thinks you have none. And roughly, oh wow, I don't know why that didn't work there. And so you can see there, I basically switched in nothing to get that nugget. And that's kind of how it works, is I go into this area where all this data underflows because it thinks I have nothing in there, but for some reason it grants me access to this extended item bag. So then I have access to everything else down here, and I switch it with basically that spot. I can't tell you why, it has something to do with the data, but the reason why it works so well is because that spot corresponds with this area. And basically that spot changes on our X position when we're in here, the Celadon looping map. So that's what makes that so handy. I didn't explain that in the first video, so that's why I said some of it now. I'm hoping most of it's entirely accurate from what I know. If it's not, someone let me know, and I'm also going to look into it myself. But that's basically my rough explanation of that. So now I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay, now on to the next one here. As you can see, I battled her. She's not in the right spot. That's because I just activated the long-range trainer glitch and flew here to fight her. Her and this Chandler, at least that I know of, give you Missingno when you fight them. It's one of the lower special stats using the index number. My guess is somewhere in like the 30-40s because I don't think Ghastly special would be that high, but not entirely positive. But what I do know is that it gives you Missingno, the unstable one that's not very helpful, to be honest with you. And I also set it up to where I have the Gambler on this route as a long-range trainer, and then I return back to Lavender Town, which is great because this method, it really helps save on basically encounter rates of getting Missingno instead of searching for Dittos. It's a pain in the butt. I know there's the more stable versions at 182, 183, 184, but whenever it's not possible to encounter those, let's say you have no special stats available for that, you can do this method to help speed up the process. I have yet to get a successful encounter though with this method. I've been trying to, and there's also something interesting that happens when you encounter Missingno. It's not very common, and this is my method of hunting for it, so I think it's one of the better options you have, honestly, for encountering Missingno, and that's why I'm showing it here. Because all you gotta do is load in, fight this trainer. I guess technically I don't have to, but the reason why, like the first time you don't have to when you fight that one down there after saving, but you have to again because something interesting that happens, if you don't fight a trainer after you reload your save file, it wipes the data, basically, that was last recorded, that index number you last fought. So when you come on the route, you'll actually encounter nothing. It'll just, the start menu will pop up, nothing will happen, which you don't want, because if that happens, the trainer basically becomes inactivated in a weird way. You can still fight them, I'm pretty sure, if you walk up to them. I could be wrong about that. But what I do know is you can no longer long-range trainer off them, and it actually ruins the trainer. And you just can't use them, they're gone, as if you fought them. And that's not very helpful, because you only have so many of those to work with. So that's actually something really important that you need to know, because I've done that before, actually on cartridge a long time ago, and I was trying to figure out, well, why isn't it working? Well, that's why. So that's something to look out for and be careful of. I mean, you can do it, just don't save afterwards, because it will basically overwrite that of that trainer being fought, so you'll be screwed out of that. But if it does happen, you can reset and then just fight a trainer and it will work. It doesn't have to be a trainer, it can just be a random Pokemon. But I fight those trainers because it leads to Missingno. I'm going to do one more of these. I was hoping to get a different effect, but I haven't had any luck yet. Haven't gotten an unknown opcode yet, so that's great. But this will probably be the last one. I just want to show that really quick. It's weird. I don't quite understand what determines the different effects of Missingno showing up, because sometimes I get like the same crash over and over again, especially when I save state, so I like doing resets. But I can't tell if it's just because Missingno does a whole huge variety of things and I just keep getting the same thing out of luck. But we'll see one more right here, and then I'll move on to the next one. No, but interesting crash. So as you can see, that was definitely different than last time. So it makes me think I am getting different results, if you will. So there's always that chance that it will work, which I'd love to look into the math of that and give you a more clear answer. That's something I'm probably going to do after the series. I have plans of making a series going more into depth about behind the scenes of what's going on in the game. But right now, it's going to be more organic, if you will, just showing off cool things like this. So yeah, now I'm going to move on to the next one. I'm actually just going to load the state, which is nice. I didn't get an unknown opcode, so that makes things easy. So as you can see here, I have my setup here for just basically getting encounters. I forgot to show it before I left the battle, but I can just do it here. So you saw I had a Kadabra that Ditto transformed into, and it's a special stat of 247. I didn't growl or make it use Swords Dance or anything, so it's this basic loadout. But I'm showing this battle because it's kind of big. It shows off something that you may not have known already. If you've dealt with Super Glitch at all, you'll see like, oh, it's been done before. It's like, it's nothing new. But this is like the first, like, I don't want to say like real, like not broken way, because Super Glitch is just a mess, honestly. And you can't even really recover from it. Usually once it activates, you're screwed. But in here, you know, we have Lance, and he has a weird team because you can see he has one Pokemon. But it's actually a Squirtle at level 205, which, like, this is like the only instance really where it's like stable and you can actually encounter a Pokemon that's a higher level than, like, over level 100. And I realized I don't have the right Pokemon in front. I meant to switch. Use Fly, see what happens. Oh, it missed, nice. So this is a bit of like a challenge because, you know, your Pokemon can only go up to level 100 in this game. Wow, look at that freaking cheese. That's sad. What happens if I use Mirror Move? I'm just curious. I used Bite. What the heck? Alright, I'm probably gonna get smacked by Skull Bash, yeah, and Fiora's gonna faint. Because, you know, Fiora's only level 73. But, yeah, it's interesting that you can get, like, encounters like this. I don't understand why it's the level that it is. There's gotta be something within the team, like, within the data of, like, the loadouts, and that just happens to be what Squirrel's at. And there's another trainer that some people might already know about, but I want that to stay on the low right now, I'm not going to show it yet, but yeah, clearly, if you know the special stat, it's really close to Lance's, and that's because actually the teams kind of bleed into each other. If you look at the various loadouts, they'll actually be shared between trainers that are close together. And I'm hoping to show off another glitch here. That's the reason why I have Venusaur out, and I just used Leech Seed and Toxic, because that's actually something cool we can get. I'm actually just going to switch, because I don't want to take any more damage from Squirtle. Plus, Cloyster has really good defense. This thing has over like 300 defense right now, so any physical move is going to do like nothing to it, at least in comparison. Like, look at that, that's actually really good for being over like 200. That's crazy. But basically, the glitch here is that Leech Seed and Toxic actually share the same algorithm, but since I have nothing to like, I'll use Spike Cannon. But since since Toxic increases each turn, it actually like couples that with Leech Seeds, and the game just increases Leech Seeds damage. Like, look at this, you'll see it does a lot, and my health went up a lot too, because that freaking Squirtle has a lot of HP. I wish you could see its stats, but yeah, I wanted to show this off because it's just proof that you can encounter Pokemon that are over level 100, not even with Super Glitch. And there's a few other trainers that have loadouts, I believe. And there's also glitch trainers, of course. I mean, technically this is the glitch trainer. Or at least I like to think it's a glitch trainer, because clearly you're not supposed to encounter Lance with this. Look at that HP increase. What the heck is that? It's really goofy. Like, clearly this wasn't expected. But yeah, that's that weird battle. It was definitely worth showing. And I forgot to pause it, but it said 56 air there, which is another reason why I wanted to show this. Get another air code, and it's playing the battle music now. So that's kind of strange. And then we just leave. But there was a lot of information there. I might revisit some of that, but I'm just going to move on to the next one right now. This one's going to be a bit tricky to show, because I haven't been able to get show off correctly. But I'm just going to load a state here. And then we're gonna hustle over to the PC, because in the meantime, it's been a little bit since I've made a video, but this video is gonna be scheduled shortly after that other one, because it has some of the corrections, and I don't want to spread like false information out there. I hate doing that. So that's why, if you see anything that's wrong, tell me, please, immediately. So yeah, anyway, that was a bit of a sidetrack. You can see here I have the Hall of Fame beat. I beat the Elite Four, got a Hall of Fame entry, and you can see it's normal. So now I'm going to encounter a glitch Pokemon, and we're going to see what it looks like, because that actually corrupts the Hall of Fame, and you can get some interesting things. So I'm going to cut that basically back to here once I encounter a glitch Pokemon. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Just discovered that I forgot that if you encounter glitch Pokemon before you beat the Elite Four, you can avoid your Hall of Fame getting corrupted. I got it corrupted off screen, but I don't actually remember like what order I went. Like, I had the Hall of Fame beaten beforehand, but then I encountered 7G and it corrupted it. But I just done it off screen and it didn't work. So that's something I'm going to investigate more off screen. That was the intention, was to show you to get all corrupted there, but it did not. So I'm trying to figure out why it worked once, but then didn't work again. And so I'm going to look into that a little bit more. I saw the ways to fix it, which I also wanted to do that too, because I actually just liked getting my Hall of Fame wiped the one time, because I didn't know about it. It was on cartridge too, and it just totally ruined my Hall of Fame. I was like, well, what the heck is that all about? And then I found out that, oh, Missingno can do it. But I even did it with Missingno once, and that also didn't corrupt it. But I wonder if it has something to do with doing it beforehand, and then maybe you do a certain thing afterwards to kind of revert it to where it can be corrupted again. I know there is a way to fix it. I don't think I went into that yet. I think I started to, but didn't finish it. Was that if you beat the Elite Four multiple times, apparently it gets rid of the old entries, and then you'll be able to see the newest one, the ones that are normal and not corrupted. So that's actually all for this part. I'm sorry to end it off on kind of a failed attempt there, but it's something I'll look into more later. It's no big deal. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time.